These are my KZ ZSN Pro Dynamic Hybrid Dual Driver earphones. I know, quite a mouthful, but I've been using them for around 3 months now, and I actually had a quick review planned for these guys. But it didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it to, and I felt it didn't quite express my thoughts very well. So that idea and video were put on the back burner until my prelims were over and I could actually sit down and write a proper review. Well, that time has now come, and you can say I've got quite the bone to pick. Let's begin with a bit of background. I'm a heavy earphone user and they never seem to last that long on me, generally a year at most if I'm lucky. On top of that, I love good sound. So I went on a hunt for something that suited this criteria. I wanted durable and I wanted good sound. And while poking about, I discovered the term IEM, which stands for in-ear monitor. Fancy jargon for an earphone musicians use on stage. It fits directly into the ear canal and blocks out noise with passive noise cancellation and allows them to hear what they're playing. These types of earphones generally have more than one speaker in them, or as they are known in audiophile terminology, drivers. By having multiple drivers, these earphones can produce different frequencies at the same time. In layman's terms, they can focus in on instruments and make everything more punchy and clear while giving you that low-end bass beat along with the voice of your favorite singer. So unlike a single driver earphone that uses one speaker to play it all, these multi-driver earphones can have each speaker specialize in a specific sound range, making them sound absolutely amazing. Great, I now had my sound quality. All that was left was to pick the right earphones. This is when I found these magic beans. My thoughts were as follows. They were cheap enough not to break the bank, but not cheap enough that I didn't expect quality. Being around 800 Rand or 46 US dollars, just don't get me started on South African import fees. They also had a replaceable cable, a common failure point with all my previous earphones, and they had replaceable tips. On top of this, it was all universal. I could pretty much customize it how I liked with custom cables, wireless packs, and different types of tips. I had finally found my earphones. I then mentioned it to my friend who thought it would be a great gift idea and then proceeded to buy them for me. Thank you very much, I'm very grateful. But this, sadly, is when the story takes a turn for the worst. Now don't get me wrong, it was great up to about 3 months in when I decided to clean the earpiece. I took off the tip, always clean your tip. But when I started rubbing, the grate on the end broke right off. Now, I am sure you would be angry too if your tip broke off while rubbing it. But I told myself, one non-detrimental defect won't kill me. And it was just bad luck. So I continued using them until 2 months later when the detriment struck. You may be looking at these confused as to what I'm saying. They don't even look broken. But I assure you, devil is in the details. Yes, that is right. The connector point on the earphone broke right off. How this happens, I don't know. But I am angry and disappointed in the level of quality. I mean, they didn't even last as long as my crappy Apple earphones did, and they are 3 times as expensive. It's not even like the one could be a manufacturing defect, as both separate earpieces faulted. So it's probably just a matter of time before the working one here breaks as well. So, what is my verdict? Well, I certainly could be an outlier, but I just can't bring myself to recommend these in any way. If you live outside of South Africa and can get them cheaper at their true price of $27, then it might be an option. But I would still try and find something better. If you are in South Africa, then they are definitely a no-go. They are not worth the price for this kind of quality. However, I won't disregard the sound improvement over my previous earphones. And if you are in the market for good sounding earphones, take a look at some of the IEMs available. You might even score a good experience. If you made it this far, I thank you and I hope you enjoyed. If so, please leave a like. The support really does help. But sadly, this video has come to an end and I hope to see you next time on Oof to Compute.